Oh my goodness. And we are live. Hello, everyone.
Hi.
Oh my goodness. It is such a pleasure and an honor. Hello, everybody who is joining us right now. I have the absolute honor of being joined by the lovely, lovely, and amazing cast and crew of She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. We have Andy Stevenson, Amy Carrero, Karen, Fukuhara, and AJ Mashaka. How are you guys doing?
Great.
Really good.
Pretty good.
So good.
Yeah, we're happy to be here.
I am deathly ill, so if you hear any disgusting noises coming from over here, if I do this and don't come back, then you know why. I'm doing it for y'all, so you better appreciate it.
Yeah, I knew Andy when you were like, "Yeah, I'm doing great." Yeah, we're all good.
So good.
Totally. Oh man.
Andy's like, "Yeah, we're doing awesome."
Yeah, the silent nod of Yeah, fantastic. Well, listen, it is a personal, like special thing for me as well. I am a huge fan of your guys' show, so it is great to have this reunion and have this opportunity to ask you guys some questions. We have a combination of just some questions I came up with, as well as a lot of fan questions, and I know these fans are super excited, so I'm not going to waste too much time getting into it. We're just going to get into the actual questions. Are you guys ready?
Ready?
Yeah.
Awesome. All right. We're going to start off with a question for ND. What influenced your changes to the original She-Ra characters?
So back at the very beginning, and I was doing my deep dive into She-Ra. I was going through all the old. There are so many cool little like fan-run She-Ra sites for the original 80s She-Ra. And it was just like it was just really fun, like falling down that rabbit hole. And my very first impression coming away from it is just like, this is the gayest show I've ever seen in my life. Like the end of the theme song and this version of She-Ra with the rainbow behind it, that's actually based on the theme song from the original She-Ra. All of them are standing on this cliff, rainbows galore. Bo has his like, Chippendales, like big red heart, like nipple shield situation going on. I'm like, this is so gay. Like, I have to make this gay. It wouldn't be true to the original if it wasn't gay. And so then
I'm doing it for history. It's for history.
It's keeping the culture. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know that.
I didn't either.
There was also, I think it was cool because it was just like, there were so many things that were hinted at, things that crossed over with He-Man, but it was like this whole big world that was like, I don't know, you could sort of see it like taking place in the mind of like a kid, like playing with their action figures, this whole big world that was just hinted at kind of. And I really wanted it to feel like that, like that anything could be like, that there were so many secrets and this whole big universe that was kind of just like right outside what you could see in the show. And so that was really, just really inspired by the original show and trying to bring a new take and a new world.
Nice. Awesome. Yeah, you definitely did. I mean, I'm not biased or anything, but this new version is better. Excuse me. Amy, next question is going to be for you. How did it feel playing Adora during the first few episodes versus the last few?
Oh, that's a good question. I guess during the first few, this is maybe just me as an actor. I always feel like I'm on the verge of getting fired. So the first few are always like, well, it's been good while it lasted, and then, but immediately, that's just my own neuroses, because the first day in the booth, even my audition, I remembered feeling very comfortable. Andy and Mary Elizabeth McGlynn, who was our voice director for most of our seasons, just let me play around, let me do the weird thing. And I just love that as a performer. So at first I was kind of nervous that it wasn't going to work, or Netflix or DreamWorks was going to have like a no, like who let this like totally unhinged voice actor do this? And then I became more confident, and then I just fell in love with the character and the stories. And then finally at the end, it was really bittersweet. I mean, it still is. It's great to have something that's completed, that we can put a bow on it and be like, here you go, we did this. But at the same time, I kind of wish that it would last forever, because it was such a dream beginning to end to get to be a part of.
Oh, absolutely. That's awesome. Also, apologies if I sound rough as well. I am also just getting over COVID, so I'm with the ND there.
Plague zone over here.
Yeah, I was just having an episode like right before we logged on. I was like, this is fine. Everything's fine.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Sorry, guys.
It's all good. This is worth it. I was like, I will crawl to this. Okay, next question is going to be for AJ. Okay, so with Catra being the first villain you ever played, was there anything you learned voicing her that you would apply to a future villain role if the opportunity ever came?
Oh, that's interesting. That's such a good question. I do think there is a very like specific way that a villain places their voice. Like I tend to already speak a little bit deeper, but I also have a raspy voice that carries a lot of air. So sometimes I talk up here, and that's not really villainous. So I've learned to kind of ground my voice in a way that I actually feel like can be a little more intimidating, or at least kind of prove to people that it's more intimidating, even if you're not. So I think for me, it's voice placement. It was also about pulling some anger and just some ferocious energy into my body that maybe wasn't originally there. I would go into the sessions usually really relaxed. And I was like, how am I going to accomplish a fight scene or like something that really is going to entail a lot of drama from Catra? So I would just do like exercises where I would just like really work out my body in the morning and like clench my fists and then open everything up and then clench again and open anything up. And it was just kind of helpful to do things that would almost induce like a stress that I feel like Catra actually kind of needed without, spiraling that day.
Oh, that's great. That's actually a really good strategy. It's cool. Okay, next question is gonna be for Karen. Was there something in your previous, more serious roles that you've played that you pulled from when you recorded like the darker parts of Glimmer?
Ooh, I love all these questions. I feel like we don't get these ones quite as often. I appreciate them. Thank you. I loved playing Glimmer because she was so bubbly and different from the characters that I've played. If we're talking about, just the voice, I think I'm the opposite of AJ and what she just explained. Glimmer kind of sits in a really comfortable spot for me. It's a little higher than my speaking voice, but singing wise, I think it's like right in the pocket, which is why I loved going in for Glimmer because, I would do like vocal warm-ups in the car, but like once I'm there, it like comes out naturally. So I loved it. Emotionally, did I draw anything from my darker characters? I think, when she was going through her like identity crisis a little bit in the later seasons, I think ND added a little bit more like depth throughout the seasons to Glimmer's, arc. So I had a lot of fun like digging into that.
Nice, cool. Okay, yeah, because Glimmer, like you said, is so different than some of these other characters you play. I was like, I wonder if she like brought anything from that. It's really cool. And you guys played your characters beautifully, by the way, excellently. And ND, you wrote an incredible story. If I could just add a little bit of compliments in there. Okay, so this is going to be a question for all of you. I actually asked this at the last Streamily event that I hosted, but I think it's such a good question. If you could hang out with your character for one day, what would you do?
Oh, man.
Yeah, I guess we can just go in order of how you guys are on the screen. So let's start with ND there.
Okay, yeah, that's me hanging out with Spinnerella, who like testosterone, this voice, silly little voice you're hearing. She sounds pretty different from me now. She seems fun to hang out with. I feel like we do like just like a girls' day. Like we get some coffee, maybe like go sailing. I don't know. She makes wind, so like sailing seems really fun. The boat would go really fast. I don't know how to sail, but maybe she does.
That'd be great.
I think we'd have a great time. She's like the most normal person in the show, so we just have a lovely time.
You could bring on Ramista, and then you guys could go sailing.
Oh my god, yeah, we're just coming in on like a tidal wave, just like
yeah.
Southern California. It'd be so much fun.
Doesn't even matter how the ocean or the wind's behaving. You got Spinnerella and Mermista. It's just a perfect like sailing day.
All the other yachts are just being like flung to the side.
Yeah, beautiful. All right, that's awesome. How about you, Amy?
I think Adora wouldn't really like me that much. I don't know why. I feel like she's so cool. Like, I mean, I didn't play her like a cool character, obviously. Clearly. But when she becomes She-Ra, obviously she's very cool. But I think as far as Adora goes, our interests probably wouldn't. I'd be like, let's go see a Broadway show, and she'd be like, so something that maybe marries like an athletic activity, which I'm just absolute garbage at, and something like a little bit more creative or crafty. I can't think of one thing, but how about trapeze? I don't know.
That's cool.
How about
Yeah,
how about
sure.
this? Do you like
Or like
baking?
horseback ride. I love baking.
Maybe you can bake and Adora could eat. Like it could
Oh,
be.
that's great. Okay, we didn't even yeah, I don't even have to spend money because I have all the stuff in my house already. Okay, great. I'm down for that.
Oh my gosh.
Or you know what? I would have Adora build me something. I think that would be fun
Yes.
for her. I think, like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, hey, so my toilet's not working, or I like wanted some new shelves in this nook. Like, what do you think? Like, let's go to Home Depot and have at it. I think that would be actually a really fun thing to do with her.
Oh my god.
She'd
That
be
was your
great.
ideal.
That would be amazing.
Yeah.
That is
Yeah.
so cute.
Totally see that. Karen, how about you?
I think I would love to explore the kingdom with her. I think she has, kind of a special pass to all the secret places. And so it's kind of like Disneyland. And then I would love to see her and Bo maybe kind of, like set in the future. So like not when it was filming or like when we were recording it when they were kids, but I want to see where they are now. I'm still pitching this like She-Ra movie that's not
We're all
but,
still
like, I'm
pitching
pitching
it. We're
Yeah,
all still pitching it.
it's the longest active pitch in history.
Yeah, like where are they
Literally.
now?
I mean,
Yeah.
it writes itself, ND. Like, let's get it together. It really does.
We're
Already
all
working
here.
on it.
We're all
Already
here.
working on it.
Before we're too old.
I know, right?
Really, it's a must.
And then how about you, AJ?
I would say, I think I would take Catra to Anaheim, and we would go to Disney and California Adventures, because I feel like I'd be kind of scared of her, and that would be the best icebreaker. Like teacups and like really sweet rides, and then we could go on like a really badass roller coaster like California Adventures with all the like upside down shit, and I think she'd really like that. So I think stuff like that, getting her to eat some junk food, meeting some Disney princesses. Like I actually think she'd pretend she hates it, but secretly she's like, this is really cool. So I think, yeah, I would take her to Disneyland.
I love that.
That's so cute.
All the artists out there, you guys gotta draw that now. Like,
Oh,
my
yeah.
draw these encounters.
Moving across the page.
Or like claws on the teacup. He's like,
Yeah.
Totally, she's like getting sick.
Yeah.
Furball.
Oh
I
god, that
love
would be great. I want to see that, guys. So all you artists out there, please. That was great. Okay, this is going to be another question for all of you. It's going to be a little bit different for ND. So the question is, which scene got you the most emotional while recording? For ND, the question would be for like while you were writing it. Did you have a scene that got you the most emotional? And we'll start with you.
I mean, I think the finale was honestly the most emotional. There were a lot of parts in the finale, both because of, like it was the culmination of all these characters' arcs, but it was also like the culmination of our arcs as the crew. And everyone was just kind of like pulling out all the stops to just like give everyone the ending that they deserved. And so there were so many things that were like, we knew it was like the last time we were going to be doing that. And, there's this, over the course of the finale, all of the characters have a moment where they tell someone that they love them. Yeah. And that was something that a coworker of mine pitched to me, because he was like, have the characters ever said that they love each other? And I just searched every single script and I couldn't find it. And I was like, well, that won't do. And so it became this outpouring of love, all these different kinds of love too. They all mean something a little bit differently by it. But that was really like, I think, our way of saying that to each other as well. We've been through this like extremely intense experience. And now it was kind of like, we were so lucky to be able to get this, 5 seasons and a proper ending. That's definitely not guaranteed. And so it was just, I think that was the time that I felt like I was the most emotional.
Wow.
Oh God.
What a great answer. I think for the viewers too, they can agree that was the most emotional, just like watching it. I had stayed up till 5 a.m. to watch it as it aired, and I was sobbing at 5 a.m, and it was so good. That was a wonderful answer. Amy, how about you?
So, I think I was emotional really often in this, whether it was used or not, I don't really remember, but ND's such a gifted writer. I will literally say this until I'm blue in the face. Like, I want to be in everything you do. So please hire me. Truly, it's one of those things where like his writing is the kind of writing that is cumulative in a way. So like, you take the story with you as you go. I know that sounds silly, but like I've been part of plenty of like live action, anime, whatever shows where you kind of forget what happened the time before or whatever. You don't really remember the emotional arc of the character, or you think of something before you think of the emotional arc. The emotional arc was always so present in this that I found myself reacting to little things here and there. I would say the top three were probably the episode where there were no stars in the sky. I remember that being like just a mess. Also when Glimmer's mom, Queen Angela, passed, that was like really rough for whatever reason to record. And then obviously the finale. But the finale had, at least for me, had like the added element of like, oh shit, are we doing this? Because I hadn't lived with it, as long as ND had. Sorry, was that me? So yeah, that had like a little bit like of excitement, the other two were just pure, just sobbing through tears, but yeah.
So good. You guys are great at this. AJ and Karen, you've actually switched places. So AJ,
I know what happened.
Jumping up the line.
I saw that.
It's
happen.
the Scottish Wi-Fi is like, nope.
So how much for you, AJ? We'll go with you.
I think, it's gonna sound so cliche because it's like it's the finale, but I love you. I always have. Like, I lost it. Like, that was such. And again, it is like amazing writing. Like it is something that I think was building up inside of these characters for so long, and it was not something they had ever said. And there's this vulnerability that Catra just like finally shows. And I know that she definitely showed it a little sooner than that episode, because I do feel like the arc of her character was really revealed season 4, season 5, where we're like, wow, Catra's really softening. But that particular line, I remember like very clearly tearing up, to the point where I was like, I can't let this tear up too much, because it's going to affect my performance in a way where, at that point you don't really need to shove it down, because she's willing to just say, I love you, I always have. But I'm also like, if I'm fully crying, I won't be able to really deliver this when it's voice only. So that to me is a really incredible moment. And then also when Shadow Weaver dies. For Catra, it's like, even though Shadow Weaver was so hard on her, that's kind of her mother figure. Like, that's the last bit of hope she has in terms of someone being like a direct connection to who's raised her. And so for me, it's like that made me extremely emotional. And I cried when that scene aired, when I watched that episode.
Wow. Oh, that makes sense. I'm telling you, you guys, like it came across. You guys did them so well. Karen, how about you?
Yeah. I want to say, AJ, that scene with Catra when they finally come together and she softens, I lost it watching it. So that's one of my favorite scenes. And then I think for Glimmer, it was, honestly, her mom's passing. It was just so emotional, and it was kind of the catalyst to her entire like being from then on. And then I think there's a moment later on in the series where she kind of admits to her mistakes. I think it was to Bo and Adora, and yeah, they've kind of gone their separate ways a little bit, and then they come back together. And that whole like part was emotional for me, because it takes a lot to sort of come to that point, I think.
Yeah. Oh, awesome answers, you guys. Okay, we've got another one for everyone. ND has mentioned in a previous interview that he pictures Catra and Adora taking a road trip through space. What do you think their experience would be like if they visited Earth?
Oh God.
And Catra meets a cat. Andy, we'll start with you.
Well, I think it would be certainly memorable. Something really big would happen. I mean, yeah, like, me and Spinnerella are out like boating. There's a tidal wave, and like wherever they are, maybe in Disneyland, maybe in the teacups, they would be causing chaos wherever they went, and like Adora would like be the tourist and like have like a camera and like a hat, like a tourist hat, taking pictures of everything. Catcher would be picking fights, probably. It would be exciting. I would love to see that.
That would be great. Yeah, I could totally picture Adora being the one that gets like all the souvenir T-shirts.
Yeah, Adora's got like a corn dog in either hand, just like having the time of
life. Amy, any ideas?
I mean, I'll just add to that. I think it's like a Bermuda shorts and Tiva sandals situation for Adora, 100%. And like a no SPF. I don't know if obviously in space, like where the UV is different. I don't know, but like would immediately get the horrific tan or burn. And I think she would be very curious about like everything that she saw. She'd be really curious about, like, if you ever took her to like a Taco Bell, it would be like, what do you mean the shell is Dorito? And also, what is a Dorito shell? And what are Doritos? I think you'd have a hard time pulling her back out. And I don't think it would be super it would be like that really intense dad energy on a road trip that like no one has that much fun because they're like, well, we're having fun. Shut up. Everyone in the car. I think Catra would, I mean, I don't know, AJ, you tell me, but I think that Adora's intense dad energy would maybe make it not so fun for her.
Totally. No, I can see that. I do see them like plopping down in LA and being like, where are we? And like somehow they end up on Hollywood Boulevard and Catra's like, I'm going to crash this movie premiere. I don't even know what a movie premiere is. And she ends up at the Pantages. I can also see them going to like the Hollywood Bowl and being like, let's go see a rock show. Like, I feel like Catra would accidentally become a groupie. Like, I can see her being like, I'm following this rock band throughout every state they're playing, and becomes like a deadhead. But instead of like the Grateful Dead, it's like a more modern rock band, but still.
She like secretly gets a shirt.
Yeah, totally. And meanwhile, she would have to kind of hide how much she's into this, but I think inside she'd be like, I'm following them to every tour date.
Yeah,
I can see that. Yeah, I think I would take them to all the like food spots in LA. If we're doing the whole LA thing, Hollywood Boulevard, all of that, we got to go eat all the good food. We're such a melting pot of like all different cultures. We got Taco Bell. We got Taco Bell. We can get the birria,
In-N-Out.
Asian food, 626 area, In-N-Out, Shake. We could do the Shake Shack In-N-Out debate.
Korean barbecue.
Yes.
We could take them downtown.
Yeah. So the sushi unmatched. I mean, outside of Japan, obviously.
It would be a terror at Korean barbecue. Like,
there
as
would
much
be
meat as we want.
All you can eat.
Just like hot pots and bulgogi and banchan. Like, I would just
so good.
Why are we doing this, y'all? It's lunchtime. You're making me
I'm getting hungry.
Adora's still trying to go through the drive-thru because she really finds it interesting how you can just go up as many times as you want and it just appears. So everyone's at a fancy like Korean barbecue and she's just like, number 7, number 6.
Totally. I gotta revisit.
Is she on Swiftwind when this is happening?
Yes, 100%.
Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
Yes. Swiftwind is like their cab or their Uber.
Yeah. Right.
Oh yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I'm telling you, you guys are just feeding the artists right now. I can't wait to see what comes out of this video. Oh gosh. Okay, fantastic answers. Next question is going to be for AJ. Did you apply any techniques you learned from voice acting into singing or vice versa?
Oh, that's interesting. It's funny. I haven't done a lot of voice work, but I've sang my whole life. I mean, I've been singing since I was a little girl. And so I do feel very comfortable with the usage of my voice and how I use it. I know how to like properly scream without blowing out my voice. I know how to be really loud without blowing out my voice. So I would say the things that I have at my fingertips would be like the tips that like, oh great, you're going to be able to come back for a recording and not sound like you just smoked a pack of cigarettes and you can't speak. So to me, it's more the strength tools that I feel like I have as a singer. Like even on tour, being someone that plays a lot of live shows, I could play like 5-6 shows in a row and feel like, oh, okay, as long as I get one day off, I'm good. And I do feel like with voice acting, if you're using a lot of grunts or fight scene noises or screams, you need that stamina. And so I think vocally, that's something I've really worked on.
Awesome. That's cool. All right. So those were my questions. We're gonna get into the fan questions, and there's a couple funny ones. If I might jump to get some of the really interesting usernames. We literally have a username in here that's called like Adora's left forearm, Adora's muscular arms. This is great. So first, they love her arms. What can we say? First question is going to be from Johnson Sharon 81. This is going to be for you, ND. It is, if you could write a spin-off series for a side character, who would it be?
Oh man. I feel like this is my bias because I love shapeshifters. I don't know if you know this about me, but I feel like Double Trouble.
Yes.
Like
yes.
Oh yeah.
Universe.
That would be
and being like,
incredible.
there's so many parties to crash. There are so many nobles to impersonate. Like it would be such a like, I don't know. To me, it sounds like, all of this, intrigue, like spy drama, maybe they get hired to like infiltrate some kind of like elite organization and like very like, just every persona they've ever had, each has their own little spin-off. I think that would be very fun for me specifically.
That's very cool.
Oh, that'd be
That's
great. I feel like you
amazing.
could, yeah,
I
you
would
could
watch
totally go
that.
so many different
I'd
routes.
watch that
I would
shit.
too.
Any producers here in the audience?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Any
Seriously.
producers tuned in?
That would be incredible. Yeah. Hey, if that ever comes out, you have an audience for that. Awesome. Okay, so Whaley Bade 96. This is gonna be for the whole cast. We've kind of touched on it a little bit. This question is: if you were in Etheria for 24 hours, what would be the first thing you would do? I love the thinking.
Interesting.
I
Honestly,
mean,
I'd want to ride Shadow Weaver.
Did you say Shadow?
Like,
you mean Swift
I-
Wind?
Swift Wind?
Sorry. Swift Wind.
Shadow Weaver would hate it, by the way. She would not
So
be down.
sorry.
She'd be like, "Get
Not
out."
Shadow Weaver. Swift Wind.
Nobody
You guys, that was
clipped that.
iconic.
Nobody
Oh,
clipped
it's
that.
off the rails.
Well, I have her in my mind because of that death scene that I was talking about. Okay, so Swift Wind, I would ride on Swift Wind. That would be my first thing I do in Etheria because I don't think Catra's ever been on a horse, and I'm a horse girl. So growing up around horses and loving to ride, I would say that's the first thing I would do.
Oh, Catra would love it.
I think so too.
That's great.
That's
Yeah.
so
So,
cute.
anybody else?
My super short answer, just having like, I mean, as a person, Amy would love to explore Glimmer's room. I just like want to be around it. I would like get all the dress up. I would just have a day just doing that. So that's my quick off the top answer.
I
We
love
can do that. I would be down for that. Come on in.
Yeah, are you gonna join Amy?
Sleepover.
Yeah. Well, to bounce off of that, I feel like it would be fun to get ready for the prom together. Like we could do like a girls get ready in Glimmer's room, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah, that'd be
That's
fun.
adorable. Glimmer does have that is the best room I've ever seen in a cartoon.
Yeah.
Like that set deck, that bedroom's insane.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. How about you, Andy? What would you like to do?
I would definitely want to explore the like First One's ruins. I think it would just be real cool to go around like pushing all the buttons and seeing stuff like got left behind. I'm like, like kind of like a little like urban exploration, that kind of thing. Like have my YouTube channel going where I'm like, I'm gonna press the button, let's see what happens, and then I die. I'm like,
Yeah.
Oh no.
Oh no, the giant spiders are out.
They find your GoPro and it's literally just like light bulb being like, sorry, you fucking it.
Yeah, totally. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Error message after error message. It probably wouldn't be that fun in practice.
That is a good one. Oh, okay. That sounds like a lot of fun. This next question is actually for Andy again. It's gonna be from Full Metal Ninja 25. This is a good one. If Adam/He-Man had been in She-Ra and the Princesses of Power, how would you have approached his character?
Man. That's such a big question because it would change everything in the show, you know? Like Adora, like looking for her family or like having someone that she has like a shared, you know, like sibling bond with. Like that would change so many things about it. I also sort of feel like, you know, like our version of Adora and She-Ra is a little bit of like, you know, like an alternate universe version of the one who would interact with any of the like He-Man shows. But honestly, I think that they would like have so much fun. Like they're just like two like they would break everything whether on purpose or not. Like they would be like chaos twins.
Yeah.
They would just be like wheeling around Etheria, again pushing all the buttons, beep, boop, boop, like just like no one would be able to stop them from having like the world's best day. I think, and if they ever crash landed in Los Angeles, like heaven help us. Like,
Oh my God.
They'd go on a shopping spree. They'd ride horses down like Hollywood Boulevard. Like, truly,
it would be like the scene in Barbie.
Siblings, yeah.
Like the scene in Barbie where they're like on Venice Beach, like staring.
Oh
at
my
us,
God,
like,
yes, that's exactly what.
Totally.
Muscle
Right
Beach,
outfits.
both of them like impress each other. Yeah,
That would be.
Trying to outdo each other. That's great. Oh man, you're just giving artists like super new things to get into. You're gonna see the Twitter like just explode with new art. I'm telling you.
This is the movie. This is the movie. It's just them crash landing in Los Angeles. Just having a
That's
time.
the
Let's make it
movie.
happen. Producers, you have a moneymaker right here. Let's do this. All right, fantastic. This next question comes from my lovely girlfriend, We Last Reacts. And this is gonna be for ND, AJ, and Amy. During the episode Whiteout, where Adora gets infected and starts acting drunk, we didn't get to see an interaction between her and Catra while she was like that. What do you think that interaction would look and sound like?
It would be like the world's worst voicemail that you've left like an ex when you're so drunk. Like it would really be so cringy that I just don't even think you could write it. It would just be the stuff of nightmares. I think she would profess her love, but then also like just, you know, I don't know, just be like, remember that time you looked at me weird? I didn't know, you know, just a mess, in my opinion.
She'd be like, I love you. Why are you so mean?
Yeah, I love you, but I hate you.
Totally. Like I think a night like that would be like ending in laughter and tears and then laughter and then tears. Like I think it would be such a roller coaster of emotions if Adora and Catra were together during that time of Adora being drunk. But I'm glad it didn't happen because I also feel like things might be said early or something slips or whatever and it's in the wrong setting and you're like, damn, that came out when I was drunk and I wish I had it.
The show would just be over at that point.
The show would be over.
Like, oh my God, did she just say that? Okay, what do you think this means? Should I talk
literally that would have been the finale. It would have been drunk Adora as the finale.
Yeah.
A little anticlimactic, maybe.
Totally.
Anything to add to that, Andy?
That was perfect.
I love it. Oh, that's fantastic. Okay. Okay, this next question comes from Adora's left forearm, and it's for Karen. If Glimmer's teleportation was only limited to 3 places here on Earth, what spots would she choose and why?
Oh, such a good I love that power, by the way. I think a lot of people ask, you know, what superpower would you want? And that is like one of my top choices. On Earth. I think so. I personally would love to go to Japan in like the blink of an eye because from LA it's like I think 10 hours, 11 hours. It's a long time on an airplane. So Japan would be great. I'll go visit my grandma. Where else? Let's see. I'm trying to think. I just went to New York and I was sort of obsessed with it. I'm going in a few weeks again just to like try it out. I don't know. Maybe I'll move there.
Come see me.
Oh my goodness. I forgot. I'll be there next week. Yeah.
You guys
we got a room for you, honey.
Oh my God.
Have to do a New York reunion.
Wait, I totally forgot. We definitely have to meet up then. Okay, so New York.
Yeah.
New York. I've been dying to go to Turkey, Cappadocia. And I mean, I guess if I have Glimmer's powers, I don't really need to be in a hot air balloon, but but that would be cool to just like go there.
Nice. Excellent
good.
choices. You see, Japan's on my list too, so I feel that.
Oh, you gotta go. You gotta go. Go
One
in the
day.
fall though. It's really hot right now.
Oh, that's fair.
Yeah.
I'm in
It's
Florida right
unbearable.
now, so I feel
Oh,
I feel
okay.
that.
Maybe it's right up your alley.
Totally.
I don't want it to be. Okay, that's awesome. This next question is going to be for AJ and Amy. It comes from Indigo Splash. Would you ever consider doing a duet together? Oh,
I would be so nervous to sing in front of AJ. I can't even.
No.
Oh my
Stop
God!
it.
It would be just. I would have to crawl into a hole and do it from there.
No, that's absolutely ridiculous. Amy has a beautiful voice, and I actually think a duet would be really cute. We're also
I did- I
friends. We're
wasn't
also
a-
friends, so we wouldn't be embarrassed now because we all know each other. Like I don't even think it'd be a man.
I think I'd need a little liquid courage. But that being said, I was in an Ally and AJ music video called Blue Dress. And that was, I mean, I that to me, I was like, I've done it.
Oh my gosh, stop it.
I mean, being in a music video is very freaking cool. Like, I just got to say.
Let's start with a
That is
karaoke
so
night and then go
sweet.
from there.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. I
Genius.
think
I
I'd have
clearly
to
will not be singing, but I'll be listening.
karaoke's like the gateway drug. You know what I mean? If I feel confident doing that, and then I can maybe, but yeah.
Honestly, this makes me think because Karen sings too. Like I feel like all three of us doing like a trio. Like if we did like a Dixie Chicks like 3-part harmony,
Oh,
like that would be so
That'd be
sick.
cool.
Like, I wanna
that
hear
would be incredible.
someone write the song. I want to
Yeah.
hear all three of us.
Yeah.
Jot it
I'm
down.
down.
Oh my gosh, that would be incredible.
It's so sweet.
Yeah, okay, so let's write that down, everybody. All right, that's awesome. This next question is going to be kind of for all of you guys, maybe just Andy, I guess whoever could answer this. It's going to be from Tippin Funkport. Of all the scenes that ended up on the cutting room floor, what are some of the ones you most wish you'd gotten to include?
Oh man. Trying to remember what scenes ended up on the cutting room floor.
Yeah, was anything in animation like that cuttable though? I would imagine that like by the time you get to the voices, it's like all pretty lost.
Yeah.
Right?
I think in like season 1, there were a few because we didn't know what we were doing yet. So it was like there were a few that made it to boards, not animation. Nothing would make it as far as animation that we would cut. But yeah, there were, I don't think that it was the kind of thing I'd go back and like be like, oh my God, we shouldn't have put that in the script in the first place. So not necessarily anything fun, more like those scenes you don't really need, you know? Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything that like, oh, there was that prank that we pulled in the finale because we were like trying to like explain what Grayskull was. And
oh, right.
We could say Grayskull, but we couldn't say anything about Eternia or He-Man. And so we were like, let's play a prank. I think it was Mary McGlynn's idea, where it like pans up at the end and she's like, we should have something here. And so we had Amy do a bunch of just like gag, like whatever, like whatever in her mind, and we pitched things to her. And so then we had to record saying like, did we ever find out what Grayskull is?
Where Grayskull is?
Like, that's like the last thing you hear, like over the credits, like right before you cut to the theme song.
Wait, I didn't know this.
That
and
was
so
so
it made
fun.
it as far as the mix. And we had Greg, our wonderful executive, there.
Oh,
and
Greg,
that was
I love
like,
Greg.
And so I knew that every time I tried to prank him, it's like I'm so uncool about it. I'm like in my chair, like, has he noticed?
Yeah.
Then we heard it, like we had, like it was like at that point I got really attached to it, and I was like, Greg, can we keep it? And he's like, no, absolutely not.
No. Okay, that's a good answer because that's a weird one, and I love it.
Yeah, that would have been great.
Someone can lay it over a fan edit if you want. Here it is.
Yeah.
Did we ever find out where Grayskull is? Do it. I dare you.
Do it.
Do it. They'll do it too. They'll totally do it.
I need
like
to
the
see
whole
this.
She-Ra fandom like got revived. You know that like Mushu where he's like, I live. That was the She-Ra fandom when we posted about this reunion. So expect to be tagged in a lot of things after this.
That's so sweet.
They're still fighting strong though. That's awesome. Okay, that's great. That would have been great to hear at the end. What a funny idea. Okay, this one's gonna be for all of you guys. It comes from Real Realmser39. Apologies if I ruined any names. What are some character interactions you would have liked to have seen but didn't get to do?
I don't know, because I think that as a Dora, I got really lucky. I think I interacted with just about everyone, which is awesome, especially because we had a lot of them in the studio. Like, we got to record together. So I can't think of any, but maybe if I hear someone else's answer, it'll spark something.
I've always, this is again future movie material, but I've always really, really loved Catra and Glimmer together. But most of the time they're fighting. And I kind of love that dynamic as well, because in the end it was kind of, resolved and play fighting-esque. But I would love to see them like explore the world together. I just think that they get along. Like, they probably get along now. And so I would love to see that. Yeah.
No, you're so right. Like, that was going to be my answer, was either Glimmer or Bo. And like do like this like trio hang where it's like maybe Adora. It's like, hey, we need time to get to know each other. Give us a day. We're going to see how it goes. Because I don't feel like there's a lot of one-on-one with Catra and Bo or Catra and Glimmer. I mean, you guys would be the two main characters that I really didn't interact with much at all. I mean, some, but that would be really interesting, would be to see how their bond is as kind of a trio.
Because I mean, in the beginning, I think Adora and Glimmer didn't get along either, and Glimmer was kind of the one that was like, "I'll show you this. You're gonna love it." And then
that's true.
You were like,
that's
"No,
true.
I hate it."
He was the connector.
Yeah. So it'd be fun to do that with you. Yeah,
that's cute.
Really cute. Yeah.
Oh, and then we could teleport together. Like, I bet Catra would love to teleport.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
Like, if you just grabbed her and you were like, "We're going to Japan," she's like, "Done."
Yeah. I'm done.
Yeah, she'd probably be used to it by then. Her stomach was settling to it in that one episode. Can you warn me next time, Sparkles?
She definitely was like, "I'm not used to this," but I think if you warmed her up and took her on like small trips, she'd be like, "Okay, I can do this."
Yeah.
When you said like the teleport thing, I was like, obviously, half of my brain now thinks in D&D, and I'm like, that sounds like Dimension Door, and I'm like, we should do a one shot where we all play as our characters or different characters. I'm just pitching it to whoever wants to DM it.
Look, Glimmer was literally based on my first D&D character, and like I misused the power of Misty Step like all the time.
Oh my god, the
I
best.
was putting myself into pickles where I'd like teleport into and then get like killed by monsters. So I was like, Glimmer is she's gonna have the power of Misty Step, but she doesn't.
I love that.
So suddenly she's like falling through the sky and she's out of teleports.
Oh my gosh! I love what I'm learning on this chat.
Yeah. Learning so much lore. All the insight is happening right now. This is great. Were there any interactions that you wanted to mention, Indy?
I would love to see Bo and He-Man, actually. Now that you brought that up.
Ooh.
I would love to add him to the like boys' night out with like Seahawk, like just like, oh my god. It would be, I mean, again, chaos. Just like
that's amazing.
Boats are on fire, things are breaking, Bo's trying to fix it. It's great.
Love it.
That'd be amazing. Okay, fantastic. Okay, let me see. I'm checking our time because I know Karen does have to hop off at an earlier time. So maybe we'll get another Karen question in. Let's see here. I had a couple here for Karen. This is a cute one. What was your reaction when you read the script and saw Glimmer telling Bo that she loved him?
Oh my goodness. I think that the ending was completely a surprise for me. I didn't know that Catra and Adora were going to be a thing. I didn't know that Bo and Glimmer were going to be a thing. I kind of suspected a tiny bit of it, but I think we were all like just so happy when we got the script and then finally got together to record it. We were like, "Did you read the?" And I don't know. I just love it. I love friendships blossoming into things. It kind of reminds me of all the like rom-coms that I've grown up watching. So
yeah,
I mean, I ship them. They're cute.
I remember that record because you actually asked me. You were like, you got to the "I love you," and you were like, "Should I read this romantic or not?" And so that was kind of a moment where it was like, a lot of the characters were saying "I love you" as friends or as family, but it was like, should we, go for it? And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So that I think was
I love it.
It was like, I also love just like, those friendships that become so like close, but then eventually it's like, wait a second, like, you know, it's become something else along the way. And it's like, I'm such a sucker for that stuff.
Yeah,
It's the same.
oh, it was so good. Awesome. Okay, this is gonna be for Amy. Next question. It's from Lethan Wolf. What was your reaction to seeing the new She-Ra transformation in season 5?
I mean, I thought she was already so hot. Like I really like I was like, it can't get better than this. And then I don't know if I maybe just showed up or you know, I have terrible ADHD. So maybe someone had mentioned that there was gonna be like a little not complete redesign. I guess I don't know, would you say it was complete redesign or just a glow up, I guess?
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think they can improve on this. And I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
The jaw was just chiseled. You know, it's like when you're like going through puberty and it's like you look at a photo from like 6 months before and you're like, you know, and then all of a sudden you're like, who me? So yeah, I mean, I loved it. I remember loving it and I still love it now. Obviously, like my heart's always going to be with like the Adora and the princess, like thong sandal or like Roman sandal, just very kind of like, you know, hair in a ponytail, etc. That's the Adora that I think like she sees when she looks in the mirror, obviously, but because you never really see the glow up version stare back at you, if that makes sense. You can go on to have like this crazy like glow up, but really you just always feel like that young person inside. So, but yeah, I loved it.
So true.
It was a glow up, by the way. The design.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's fine.
So good.
Let's see here. Okay, this next question's for AJ. It is by Apple's Dashi. Has being a cast member for She-Ra affected your songwriting in any way, or has anything from the show inspired you?
Wow, that's so interesting. I do think that there is a confidence that Catra has that kind of infiltrated itself in my life. I do feel like I've always been a pretty confident spirit, like just internally, but there are definitely times where I feel like I'm a little bit in the shadow of my sister because she's a little older and we have a band together. And I think she feels the same. Like we do everything together. So having Catra was kind of my way to do something on my own. And I feel like that's brought like a newfound confidence to myself as a performer when I'm on stage, to not rely on someone else who I may be just always doing it with. So I don't know. That's the one thing that like comes to mind immediately, even though I've never really thought about it that way. I do think that Catra has brought like a newfound confidence to my performer self.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really, really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a wonderful performer, by the way. Like,
thank you.
She was amazing.
Yeah.
I saw her in
Thank
concert
you.
and she's such a rock. Yeah, it
was like serious rock star.
You got both of these two have gone to shows, which means so much. Like these are, and honestly, like these are friends for life. Like ND made this happen. So
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, we have gotten the little heads up. We do have to say goodbye to Karen, unfortunately.
Sorry, guys.
Yeah, no worries. So if you would like, if you want to let us know your signing dates, and if you have anything else going on where people can find you, please let us know.
Yes, I believe, let me just double check, but we are all doing it on August 17th. And I'm going to propose this idea. We don't have to do it, girls, but maybe we do like a pajama party so that we can be comfortable.
Oh my God. That is so cute.
Oh
my
You
God.
know, like in our PJs.
That's
okay,
so cute.
that's brilliant.
Done.
So
just an idea.
I will definitely be in LA. Amy is a little bit pending LA, but if not, then Karen and I will do a PJ thing. But regardless, yes.
I mean, I'll still be in my PJs. It'll be later for me anyway, but I'll have a martini while I do it.
Amazing. We love that.
Us three are September 17th.
Awesome. Okay, so
August 17th.
So August 17th, you guys can click the link in the description if you want to get some prints from Karen. And where can we find you, Karen? Any projects coming up or your socials? Feel free to share now.
Yes, The Boys season 4 just finished releasing last week. It's on Amazon Prime. You can find me at Karen Fukuhara on Instagram. I think that's it.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for being here, Karen. Good luck with what you have to get going with. And it was such a pleasure getting to chat with you. Thank you for being here.
Thank you guys so much. And I love this so much. Thank you for having me.
Love you, Karen. Bye.
Love
For the rest of you guys, are we still good on time to do a couple more questions?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. How are we feeling? You guys feeling okay? Feeling good?
So
Andy,
good.
how are you feeling
Feeling
over there,
good.
buddy? Yeah,
So
you
good.
okay?
And she's like, I'm
So
great.
good.
I'm
Oh.
great.
As soon as this is over, I'm hitting the floor. But I am
Yeah.
good right now. I'm amazing.
You have
I was
been
like,
a trooper.
yes,
Thanks.
absolutely.
I am a trooper.
That's
You
right.
are. You are.
All right, we're gonna keep the ball rolling here then. Let's see, where did we leave off? Oh, actually, this is a question for you, ND. It is by Darky. He is a fellow reactor who also was just finished reacting to She-Ra as well. Loves the show. His question is, what was the most challenging part to write about Catradora?
I feel like the most challenging part was also like the most fun part, which is just kind of that back and forth, like push and pull of like, how do you keep that tension alive over, 5 seasons? And so, yeah, I think that like it also was kind of a long game in just trying to get, the powers that be to agree to it being, canonically addressed in show. That was kind of like, that was a lot of my focus, but it was also like, that was so important to me because it just felt like these characters became my friends, my family. Like I wanted to see their arcs come to the culmination that they deserved. And so I think that like, I still think that like the tension over 5 seasons that culminates, like that was really, really satisfying, especially by the time we got to season 5. But it was difficult. There are times where like, I think this is familiar to anyone who's had kind of like complicated relationships in real life where you're like, all right, I guess that's it. I guess we're like kind of like not even friends anymore. Like that was the final straw. And like, in a story, like you can take that and create this really heightened, like literally the fate of the earth or Etheria is on the line. And so it was just keeping that balance going, but it was always so like, the moment of like, is Catra too far gone to be redeemed? And then pulling it back around. I think that at a certain point, like everyone had stopped believing that it could happen. And it was really, really satisfying to be able to, kind of show what that could do, what she could do as a good guy, like what, like her apology tour.
Yeah.
To fix all of the things that she'd broken.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that was the hardest part, but it was also just like, for me personally, it's my favorite thing to write. So it was also the most fun part.
You did it well. It was so good. So freaking good. I think it's got to be probably one of the most, popular, friends to enemies to acquaintances to lovers kind of storyline. Anytime there's memes about that trope, immediately people are retweeting, oh, this is Catradora, this is Catradora. It's like, it's just so it's so well known, and you guys did it beautifully. So yeah, kudos for that. Awesome. Okay, so this one is a question for everyone. It's from Amber G13, a lot of numbers. As creatives, how do you process the heavy feelings that can arise when a project has come to a close, particularly in relation to She-Ra, but for any other project that has had a big impact on you?
I think that can you hear me okay?
Yeah.
I think my headphone. Okay.
I think it's switched. So yeah, you're still good.
Sorry, I think it must be
okay.
out. So I think that for any project, there's always a little bit of a depression period after it's done. At least for me, you get, like, it's called the post-show blues, and I think that, whether it's a play or a movie or something like She-Ra, that it's actually really meant something to you. It's not just like a quick job that you're in and out of. Because your body doesn't know the difference. In my opinion, you know what I mean. I think that well, you were talking, AJ, about like how you would literally put yourself through like a stress exercise in order to play this character. Like, your body doesn't know that this is just pretend, your mind may know, but your body doesn't know. And so I think that there is a little bit of a post-show blues situation, but the way to remedy that really is what I've done, which is like insert myself into the lives of the people that I worked with on the show, whether they like it or not. And so just continuing a friendship and a dialogue with those people really, in my opinion, helps.
Okay, nice.
I have to agree. There's really nothing you can do. It's like the show ends and you pray that 10 years later you'll get, a reboot, because that's like
truly
such a hot thing. or like a movie or whatever, and you're like, maybe we can do this again. But also the chances of being able to do it again are not super, super high. So you kind of just go, okay, I'm going to live in a world where I get to still be around those people and surround myself with them and their voices and their energy and be in their life. And I do think we've maintained like a really special friendship, me, Amy, and Karen. And I've been able to do that on other projects too. I was on a show for 10 years, and it's like these people become literally your family. You're with them, 8 months out of the year for 10 years in a row. And you're like, I love these people. And it's just, we're just best friends. Like we've been in each other's, people who are married, I've been in their weddings. Like you just become family. And it's really neat. It's just a way to build up friendship.
Yeah. Aw. Anything to add, Andy?
Yeah, I mean, She-Ra there were about 5 years where everything I did and thought and talked and dreamed, and even in those like quiet little moments where you're like driving in the car and you're daydreaming, it would always be She-Ra. And even when I was, going to a movie, I would be like, oh, that's a cool musical cue. I'm gonna tell the sound mixer about that. That would be great for this episode in She-Ra. So like it was really jarring to suddenly like have it be over. I love telling stories. I love living in stories with other people and sharing those stories with the world. So like the moment it is, Amy talked about like being in a play. That's the closest thing I can describe. Like at the end of like the play, you've just had a hell week, you're always like, anyone who's ever been in a high school play like knows this, where it's just like, oh my God, it's over. My character is gone. Like people that I've been eating and sleeping and seeing every single day, all day, like I might still see them, but it's going to be different. I find that like really, really heavy, honestly. And the way that I deal with that is by like looking to the future. I think you can't necessarily, I try to find peace with not being able to make something last forever, at least not exactly the way it was. But instead looking forward and being like, all right, like what are the ways in which, we can create something new, or we can pass the baton on to someone else who will create something new, and then they can pass it on to someone else. Like all of those things are kind of the point of why we're in this industry and why we do this. And sometimes these amazing friendships come out of that. Like AJ and Amy were talking about. I mean, it's something that is like, that's the best case scenario of just like, you go on, you collaborate in other ways. And I think there's something really beautiful, honestly, about something having a beginning, a middle, and an end, and being there in the past when you look back, those memories. Even if this show had gone on for 20 years, it would have changed. People would have come and gone. Like everything is always about opening your heart to change. And so I think that is like something that's like, that is what gets me through the blues on the other side of a really big project like this, is just looking to the future and being like, well, what's next? Like, what else do I want to see out there in the world? And like, how can me and my community, how can we create that?
That's beautiful.
Great answer. Yeah.
Really, really cool. Wow. Okay. So we are going to be wrapping up here. We're going to do 2 more audience questions, and then we will do some outros and sign off. The next question is going to be, where did I lose? Oh, there it is. It's for all of you guys. And for Andy, I guess this could also be one that you've written, not necessarily voiced, but it comes from Gracie Lewis. What is your favorite line the character you voiced said?
There's so many like nuggets that I forget, like when I'm at a con and somebody will come up to me and I'll say, do you have a favorite quote? And they'll just say like a line. I'm like, did I say that line? Like, because, and it might just be the actor's brain, which mine is about 8 gigabytes. The storage is all like of the first iPhone iteration. That's the kind of memory I have. So I have to delete it immediately. Otherwise no new information will go on. But I do love somebody reminded me of a line last weekend. We were in Miami, which was, you're worth more than what you can give to other people. And I think that's such a great reminder. And there's a million of those lines in She-Ra, but that's one that I was reminded of recently.
Yeah,
that's such a good line. I mean, I guess for me, there are so many good lines in this show. We all kind of have these like really important phrases that have really carried people through. Like people ask obviously for like, hey Adora, and even hey Catra. Like we've now done this back and forth when we're at signings together. It's really cute.
Yeah.
Obviously those are iconic moments. But I do think the finale for me, I love you, I always have, like that, it's such an honest moment. It's such an authentic moment. And it's Catra just finally releasing this thing that she's felt for a long time out into the universe and hoping that Amy catches it. And Adora does. And I just think it's such a special moment in the show. I mean, I really would have to say that's my favorite. That's the quote where I'm like, that gives me chills.
Nice. How about you, Andy? Did you have a favorite to write?
I mean, I'll do Spinnerella. I have like a funny story behind it. So my favorite part of Spinnerella was when she's possessed by Horde Prime, because that just, I mean, like playing evil is just really fun. I'm not an actor, so that was just like great. Just like scream and growl and stuff in a soundproof box. But it was really like it was really surreal. I went home for Christmas and my nephew was there. He was 5 or 6 at the time, and he wanted to play. He didn't know that I played Spinnerella. I think he kind of knew, like he caught, like he knew it was like my show, but it was very abstract to him. He wanted to play Spinnerella and Natasha with me, but I was Natasha because he wanted to be Spinnerella. And so he was like doing like the Horde Prime voice and like creating these like cyclones. And I was like, nets, I'm throwing nets at you, you know, like, and we played this for like multiple days. And then I did the voice for him. If you want to know something, Spinnerella, that's me. And he's like, what? No, I did the voice, which I can't do anymore. And he stared at me, and then he started screaming, and then he backed away into his closet and shut the door.
I love it.
Oh my God.
Or like broke his brain. So I think the line was something like, come into Horde Prime's light, like something like that. So that's just because of that memory. That's what
I love it.
That's fantastic. That's like a core memory for him now. Like he'll just forever remember that.
For years after that, he would make me like come, like tell me, like say different things from the show, or tell me who the actors were. He's like, who talks for Adora? Who talks for Catra? Who talks for Seahawk? Like, and I'd have to tell him, and then he's like, what are they like? What are their personalities? What's their favorite food? And I'm like, I don't know. But like, he's trying to get his head around the concept of voice actors.
I love it.
That's so cute.
That's awesome. Okay. I think we should end on like a Catradora note question, just because we know the fans love them so much. So many of the questions were about Catradora, and I was like, I need to have other questions, guys. So Andy, you've spoke a little bit about this, saying that you could picture them traveling space and having like really enjoying the quiet times. So maybe we can have like an elaboration of that in your point of view, and then for AJ and Amy, like, what do you think? You know, where is Catradora now? What are they up to? What are they doing? How are they living life? Did Adora finally get a change of clothes? What's happening?
Yeah, well, we've established it's now canon, maybe if ND puts his stamp on it, that Adora has now moved on to a sleeveless tank, a Bermuda shorts, and like a thick strap sandal. And a perma burn, just a perma burn.
A dad hat with ponytail threaded through the back.
Yeah.
I love this. And Catra has agreed to now wear a fanny pack, because when they're traveling, Catra
That's the one with the sunscreen.
Yes.
It's
just like her way of being like, I'm gonna help Adora. Like if I need to carry things you have on you, I will put it in my fanny.
She has the first aid. She has the sunscreen. She has the hand sanitizer, because Adora is gonna be Adora.
Exactly.
I just like the idea that they've aged. You know what I mean? Like I think that happens in any, I mean, God willing, in any great relationship. You know, you're in it forever, for life. And, you know, you go from being kids to being, you know, in your glow up era, to then kind of just being like, yeah, I'm cool with the fanny pack. Like, yeah, I'm cool with the more sort of like mundane aspects of life. And maybe it's not like worthy of a movie or whatever, but I think that those are the moments we all strive for in our, especially in our youth, right? Like we want that kind of partnership and that intimacy that isn't the most dramatic, isn't the most, you know, exciting to watch if you were an audience member, but it's the little things, you know, that make up a life. And I like to imagine them in those moments.
For the record, I would pay so much money for a domestic Catradora movie. Give me an hour and a half of them just being domestic.
Yeah. No, that's really beautiful, Amy. I think I would say the same thing. I would just want to see normalcy, just an easy, you know, obviously there are ups and downs in every relationship, but it would be nice to just see them kind of going through life, you know, going to the movies, going to a great restaurant, traveling a little bit, being adventurous, but also being homebodies, cooking together, doing things that are just mundane and just enjoying in life as friends and lovers. Like, I just think that that's so key. And to be able to have both, you know, entering a relationship as friends, but then becoming lovers is like, wow. I mean, that's just like the icing on the cake because they've already had a beautiful establishment.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they'd really deck out the ship. Like they'd put it like it's airbrush like a wizard on the side. It would have like a shag carpet. Like there would be like, I don't know, mood lighting, a record playing. Like they would
Love
just
it.
like, I truly think that they have deserved just like a fun field trip. And I think that like honestly, if they did run across anyone, like Adora would be wearing like holding like a hot dog and like, you know, wearing the like New York like Statue of Liberty crown, like wanting to see all the things, go to Broadway, and then like they'd see an old lady trying to cross the street and she's walking like 17 chihuahuas, and then Adora's like, "Oh, we have to help her. That's too many." And then they would all.
And Catra's like, "No, we have a show to get to."
Yeah,
right.
Extremely low stakes, but then the chihuahuas turn out to like they all need, you know, a specific. I don't know. They have to go on a mission with a special brand of food for the chihuahuas.
So from all the traveling, would they like collect things from all the different planets? And,
just a
places?
bunch of shit. I bet just a bunch of crap.
They would make
the amount of
space bikers. They'd all get in like a fight, but then they would be like, "You're all right" at the end, and then they'd be friends. They'd have to get a space motorcycle. Just, you know,
love it.
She definitely rides a motorcycle
like that
for sure.
Oh yeah,
definitely.
She'll get that vest back on from the waist.
You know, she's waiting to wear that again.
Oh yeah,
exactly.
Bring the whip back, all of it, just for the attire. Oh, I love
just
it, guys.
For the plot.
Yeah, of course. Just, you know,
they could follow the Grateful Dead across the universe. Creepies.
Yeah.
But then later
they're like moshing.
Later they discover it's just a cover band they've been following.
Yeah, totally. And
Bad jam band.
Ultimate betrayal.
That's great.
I see it being like a little bit of like a Doctor Who situation, you know, where it's just like
totally
spaceship to different just fun stuff that always ends up going terribly wrong at some point.
I could picture a crossover, like they cross dimensions, end up on this Earth, and are jamming to Ali and AJ, and Adora will be like, "Wow, the singer sounds a lot like you," and Catra's like, "I don't hear it." Like,
yeah. She's like, she's a little pitchy, honestly.
Not my vibe. Oh man, that would be great. Well, all right. Well, thank you guys so much. Let's do some quick outros. Let us know. So you guys, like you have announced, Amy and AJ will be doing their signings as well on August 17th. Stay tuned, guys. ND's date announcement for signings will be announced soon. So stay in touch with Streamily. You can stay in touch with ND. Check out the links in the description as well if you would like to order your prints. For you guys, though, if you guys want to take an opportunity to share any projects you're a part of right now, anything you'd like to share, or any last, what She-Ra meant to you, anything at all, please feel free. The floor is yours. No pressure.
Well, I'll start. I would say right now, in terms of just like life and work, I'm kind of on a sabbatical, which has been really awesome. I am working on a new album with my sister, but I don't currently have anything coming out. I'm an aunt, and so I'm in like aunt nephew mode. So life is just like full of joy and excitement, and it's just so good. Life is so good. But yeah, I'm excited for the new album next year. We're going to be touring quite a bit, and I'm excited to sign on August 17th. And I'm super grateful for this character, and the depth of writing on this show is so amazing and magnetic, and it's just a testament to you and your talent, ND, and everyone else involved in the show, that the show has lived on this largely this long. It's not really normal. There's so much entertainment now, and it's like you can have a moment where it's like, whoa, something explodes on the scene and then kind of goes away. This is really maintained kind of a legacy, if you will, that I think will last for a long time, and it's because the characters have a real depth and brevity to them that is hard to match. So I'm very grateful for this role and super blessed that I get to know these people.
Well,
Beautiful.
ditto to that. I'm going to be applying for part-time baby holder at the Mishalka residence. Because that baby is just the cutest thing, and I got to hold him over the weekend. It was great. As far as projects go, I'm currently filming a show for Apple called Your Friends and Neighbors. It'll be out next year in April, maybe, who knows? But it definitely come out, so that's good. And yeah, other than that, just kind of living life. And same, so grateful for this character, so grateful to know these wonderful people. And ND, I'm never going to stop asking you to give me more jobs. I'm just never going to do that. So I'm going to, once again, what's that Bernie meme that it's like, once again, I am asking you to donate. Once again, I am asking you
Once again,
hire us. No, it's been such an incredible job, and it's a gift that keeps on giving. You know, we were at a con this weekend, and like, it's my hometown. I was expecting a lot of people to be like, oh, I'm from the same, like, you know, most of it just was people were just She-Ra fans from all over Florida, and it was really cool. And yeah, I can't ever thank you enough for this gift, Andy, so thank you.
Yeah, wow, I'm like really emotional right now. Yeah, no, She-Ra obviously has transformed my entire life, and I, you know, never could have imagined how big this show was going to get and how much I would be privileged to see the outpouring of love and the excitement and the imagination and the transformation that so many of the viewers invested into it. I'm hoping to be able to announce more about my future projects very soon. There's a book coming out next year that is not announced yet, but hopefully will be very soon. I'm very, very excited about it. It's a long time passion project of mine. So
Nice.
really excited for that. And then other various things that also hopefully I'll be able to announce soon.
Awesome. Well, we are definitely looking forward to that. Your stories are incredible, especially Nimona too. I reacted to that on my channel, by the way. It got taken down, unfortunately, for copyright reasons, but but sobbed. Like,
it's so good.
It's incredible.
Such a gift for storytelling.
Yeah. Oh, we didn't even mention the Academy Award outfit, the Academy Award nomination.
Oh, yeah.
Ridiculous.
Oh,
that.
Yeah, it's, you know.
Well, it was nuts. It was nuts.
That
would be so good.
Absolutely incredible. So anything you come out with, I know myself as well as the fans watching right now, we will be there to support you and look forward to all of you guys. Any projects and things
Let's
you guys
all
have.
go to the Academy Awards together in the future. Let's
listen. Well, I firmly believe that we will only go if you write something for us. So TikTok.
Okay, good.
Now you're like,
no pressure, but that's our gateway. That's our way in. Okay?
No pressure, but we have no other hopes than that. So that's our only way in. So.
God, the pressure.
So as soon as this live is done, you know, just bring out your notepad, get to it. You go rest. You poor thing.
Yeah,
go rest.
Yeah. Yes.
All right. Well, thank you all so much for being here. Really, it was an honor to ask you guys some questions, talk with you guys. Thank you to everybody who has been watching. We really appreciate the support. Make sure to check out these guys as well on their socials, on their links, and make sure to check out their future projects and other special announcements coming out. We thank you all so much, and until next time, bye.
Bye, guys. Bye. Love you.